Dala! I hope you're having a wonderful week and that everything is going well. I'm so excited because so long ago I started a journey and I created this project in my head, in my mind, and this week I'm just getting closer to finishing it, to completing it. And today, so I wanted to share with you a little bit more about my natural hair project. My project is called Project Cheveux, and cheveux basically is one word. It means hair in French, and the way I'm using it, I'm cutting it into two words, which is che and veux, because in French you can say, when you say I want, you say je veux, which sounds really close to cheveux. So it's basically saying that your expression of your hair, what your hair what you're expressing through your hair, basically. So I thought it was a really nice, play of words, and it went very well with the overall theme of the project, which was exploring natural hair and exploring how natural beauty has becoming a lot more of the forefront these days with all of the natural hair movement and all that. And this project actually came by because when I moved to Montreal, I was the only woman with an afro at my law school, and I would get a lot of women come to me and ask and tell me that I was very courageous for having my hair out and all these different things. And I used to wear braids at the same time as well along those lines, but the more people came to me, the more I started wondering, why was it such an issue? And I kind of realized after just looking around, seeing that most women were, relaxed or wearing weaves, basically, at school. And we started having different informal discussions in terms of, like, why would we wear weaves? Why wouldn't we feel comfortable, having the natural hair? And the whole paradigm with the law profession being a profession that's very conservative. And I had many times people say, how are you going to find a job with your natural hair and all the different things. But again, my own conviction was just like, no matter if my hair is not going to prevent me from finding the job I need to find, because I just was confident like that. I just, knew that, I had enough experience and qualifications for me to find a job wherever I will need to. And so talking to these, most of them were young, but some of them were, in their 40s and 50s, and telling me that, to save myself, is it like ride the natural hair wave and be proud because I cannot be saved anymore. I have to keep relaxing my hair. I have to keep wearing weaves, and so forth and so on. And those different conversations, at some point I started thinking, why are all of these women coming to me and discussing these issues with me? And some of them were very intimate issues, I have to say. Stories that were very intimate and stories that were very emotional for them. And from then, it pushed me to reflect on my own journey, my own hair journey, and the own battle I had with my mother sometimes, trying to tell her that I didn't like weaves, that I didn't want to wear weaves, and how it had become, in a lot of places in Africa, especially in the cities, had become sort of a symbol of status, of social status, saying that, if you can afford a really expensive weave, you must be wealthy, you must be well-to-do, you must be, in a part of the upper class and things like that. So it was kind of like people who were in the upper class were kind of like pressured to be wearing weaves and stuff. And to the point where it's kind of the village girls who get kind of spared by that. If you were in a rural area, or you didn't have much, you were less inclined to be personally pressured. You will still get the societal pressure because it was still prohibited, and you may look around and want to be like those girls, but you wouldn't get the personal pressure of people around you who couldn't afford it pressuring you to do that. And so with all of that in my head, I just started thinking about, my experience in the United States, my own journey, the different people I've encountered on the way, how images of black women are being projected, international images of American black women are being you know, projected at the international level, and how this whole weave thing is becoming almost the only image coming from the United States. Aside from, you know, Lauryn Hill, I don't really know any other natural hair entertainer or celebrity or person that carries that image that has made it internationally on a grand scale. So I did recognize the pressure and the impact that I could have that seriously on young girls and women. And so back in 2009, I started having these informal discussions with different women at my law school, and it turned in 2013 into 2 focus groups with college women in the Montreal area, and we just discussed their return to the natural hair movement, if they were inclined to do it. And to me, it was a really important process where I was able to share with these women. It was a safe space where they were able to discuss their own journey, their own perspective, and it was 2 focus group of 10 individuals at a time. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned about a lot of each of these women, and I learned about the challenges within our community. And I also learned about the healing, the need for healing in terms of all of the different pressures, hurts that we went through as women, or that we are going through as we want to rediscover or reconnect with our own hair. I mentioned, you know, a lot of us got a permanent relaxer when we were really young, but then we didn't even realize what was happening. And then you had also a group participant who actually stayed natural for a long time and only relaxed their hair when they were young women. So it was great to have this different perspective and to kind of be able to identify some of the issues that we need to deal with and some of the need for healing. And in that process, I decided on my own to see that, you know, there was something more done with all of this information, that we could not only collect the information, but we could actually try to provide some tools that people would be able to use if they're on their healing journey, and how they can actually reconnect with their hair to do that healing. And myself, my connection with my hair is such a spiritual one. It's such my hair is such a big part of my identity. It's a big part of my spirituality. As I mentioned in other videos, as people are talking to me, it's even part of my intuition. You know, sometimes you get the gut feeling. Sometimes I will just sense my hair moving on a certain direction, and I will intuitively know what it means. I will intuitively know how to process the information that's being given to me, either literally when someone is speaking to me, or when I walk in a room and my hair is pointing to a specific point in the room, to know what kind of energy is around me as well. And so I embark in this grand idea, crazy idea, to develop this project where I would create tools for healing with natural hair, and I will share my results, and I will engage with members of the community to you know, create a platform to discuss these different issues so we can get healing. So it was just not a matter of just talking about the problems. It was also a matter, to me, very important, to provide some solutions, to provide some tools. I think in our community we have a lot of issues, and there are a lot of issues that everybody already has already identified, but I think the tools are scarce, and we need more tools, different tools as well, because sometimes people don't better respond to certain tools and not to others. So it is important to have a variety of tools that people can use. And so I started having all of this inspiration from the wonderful girls and ladies that I work with in the focus group, and I started writing about this deck, this healing deck about natural hair. And the deck is called The Wisdom of Natural Hair. And so when I was mentioning the beginning of this video that I was able to have this idea in my head, conceive everything, see everything, have the themes and all of that, excuse me, and finally I was able to work with an artist that I found in the US, who was able to really work with me and grasp all of the concept that I had. So yesterday I arrived at home and I've been excited ever since because I printed out a sample of the images of that deck, and I'm so nervous because I don't want to. We're still in production, so now we finished basically all of the deck is basically in my hand, and I don't want to tease you, but I'm just so excited and overwhelmed of joy and knowing that this tool is finally going to be available pretty soon. So what I wanted to say was, it's a deck that is going to take you places. It's going to take you around the world, around the diaspora. What you're going to be seeing are, you know, the richness and the diversity of our people. In skin tones, in hair textures, in system of beliefs, in hairstyles, and in so many different facets that I try to incorporate in this deck, touching different aspect of our hair in terms of like the process that we have to go through, and trying to match this different theme with situation that you can actually relate to your situation with your hair, that you can relate to your everyday life. And you know, even if you don't have, no matter what is your hair texture, this deck is going to be able to speak to you. It's gonna, if you are interested in seeing the richness in terms of the colors, the traditions, the cultures that are being put in there. And of course, this is really the first volume of the Wisdom of Natural Hair. And in this deck, I didn't want to go too heavy on the spirituality, so I really used West African symbol, the Adinkra, which I will make a video to discuss more about them. And I really took themes that are much more central, and then I'm already processing my head the volume 2, I will show you some pictures as time goes by. I just got it today, so I got it yesterday, so I was really excited. I tweeted and everything else. I tweeted about it just because I was so excited. And I will just show you one card today, which is one of the cards that is going to be on the back of the box. And essentially we are in the last phase, so this week we should be selecting the printing company, and then I will let you know when the deck's gonna arrive, and all of the good stuff. And also, because I see that a lot of you like YouTube, a lot of you, even of my personal clients or people who already told me they will like the deck, I really enjoyed YouTube. I'm thinking about making the guidebook videos, just because I know that some people enjoy that format, and I will probably have a PDF for the actual file, but I'm not sure, because part of the reason why I'm doing this, yes, I put the themes will be on the card. It will be a bilingual deck, French and English. And essentially I will go through how the process I went through and the ideas behind each of the theme in the deck. But essentially I would love for you to use your own intuition in terms of using it, whether it's daily draws or creating your own spread and everything else like that. Actually, I feel like I'm not going to show it today. I rather wait a little bit more. It's just like holding my own like newborn baby, and I don't think I want to expose it to the world just right now. I just wanted to make this video because I was just so excited and I cannot wait. But at least you see there are 54 cards, and you know, with the chocolate, at least you can see the back of the cards now. But for the big reveal, I'll wait a little bit until maybe once we select the printer and I know that the cards are on their way, I will show you and do a full review of all of the cards with the commentary, so you really get to it. So that was my video. I hope you enjoyed. I see you very quickly.